More so,
if you do the right thing, you're taking risks. You can get sacked for doing the right thing.
fine. But you see, if I get sacked for doing the right thing, that's an honor. You understand? If I get sacked for doing the right thing,
You're
it's an
prepared,
honor.
you're prepared to stand up and do the right thing, even if the authorities that be ask you to slow down.
But listen,
This is election year, Mayor.
my
Remember
brother,
that this is election
no,
year.
my brother, look, given the level of indiscipline that has existed before this administration came to office, there is no way you would attempt to do the right thing and think that everybody is going to wave flags at you. If you have conditions and you want to make them better, you cannot compromise. Because to compromise means that you will continue the same thing that you have done in the past and it will give you the same results. I am not here to waste anybody's time and not mine. We have conditions here under which people are dying. We have conditions here that sometimes are not anything to write home. You have schools that are not producing quality children or students. You have hospitals that are not meeting people's needs.
Whose fault, Mayor?
You see, it's all of us our fault.
Why? I mean, the buck
time
stops with you.
But the time has come for us to stand up and say, look, we want to change this. And
That's
to
what
make that decision is not an easy decision. And when you go out to implement it, it is not easy. So I am not looking for people who will put their arms around me
To praise
and then
you.
praise me and praise me. And then when you go out to implement it, it is not easy. Yes, sometimes it will affect people's lives. Sometimes it will affect people's conditions of living. But you have to look at the end result. You see it over there. You see that lady, that picture over there. You see, last year when the rains came, this lady was killed. 25-year-old student was killed because a simple wall collapsed on him.
That will happen again.
On her.
That is going to happen again.
Yeah, you
the
see,
rain is around the corner.
Because you see, so that's why when I look at situations like that, I cannot compromise. I have to make the right decision.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, I noticed you looking around in the papers, some of these drains, the rubbish, and so on. And I noticed that you said that it was their responsibility. You were critical of the waste management officials and so on. But I didn't quite understand that because they work under you.
Yes.
So the buck stops with you. I keep coming back to that.
Yes, yes.
You're the one that we must hold accountable. You are the mayor of this city.
They themselves know that they deserve to be blamed because I've given them opportunity to do the right thing. And I hold them responsible to do the right thing. I don't just meet and talk with my staff.
Did you sanction them? Or you cannot sanction them?
Oh, well, you know, I rebuke them and I sanction them and I suspend them and sometimes I fire them.
Mayor, let's return to Sodom and Gomorrah because Sodom and Gomorrah is extraordinary. Sorry, Old Fadama. I'm wary of this.
Yes.
Old Fadama. I mean, the Kole Lagoon
Yes.
is quite a pitiful sight. I mean, and there's a facility there that I believe is slightly under $100 million that was put there a couple of years ago to help try and clean up the place and so on. Yeah. It is a white elephant, like many white elephants. How is that possible? And I know that you ask for more money and that people offer more money. Money doesn't seem to solve anything.
Yes. You see, Kole Lagoon naturally was placed here to serve us. Today is gone.
Leadership?
Because of negligence on part of leadership.
So you agree?
Yes, over the years, I've told you. You know, we have not been able to take hard decisions.
What are you going to do about it?
I will do what is right. That will endure to the benefit of the people. You understand?
Let's speak about the rains, which are just about a month away.
Yes.
And the Odo, which is totally choked.
Yes. Yes.
There's no evidence of anything being done about that. Is it not going to flood again?
There's evidence.
What is happening?
Okay, things are happening, my brother. Look, great things are happening. Because on the 26th, when the rains came and the flooding happened, this president, 8 o'clock in the morning, called me. He asked me, he said, Alfred, has somebody looked at how much money we would need to fix this situation? And I said, yes, we would need 500 million. Quickly, the president invited the UN representative, Ruby, to the castle. We met with him. So we quickly, first phase, mobilized resources to begin the silting the drain.
Mayor,
You understand?
it's very interesting to hear you say that. I have seen Urban 1, Urban 2, Urban Sanitation 1, Urban Sanitation 2, World Bank projects.
Yeah.
10 years in this country. I'm
Yes.
sure $1 billion
Yes.
has gone into it.
Yes.
Much of it into infrastructure.
Yes.
Doesn't make any difference.
My brother, it makes a difference.
But if people are going, if you're going to create drains that people are going to put refuse in, how's that?
No. Please, look. This is how I do my work. I have understudied the previous mayors. I want to build upon what they did.
There's room for
Now,
plenty improvement.
Exactly. And I take responsibility for that. And I take also the commitment to build upon what they did. Look, the last issue with the Korle Lagoon restoration, I don't mean to criticize it, but all the necessary measures were not put in place. So it quickly reversed itself to where we are today. So if we're going to do something, then we need to do something better. And what something better is that, look, we need to control the environment around all our river bodies. You understand? We need to control, we need to put measures around the Odo River. We need to make sure that we do not allow people to build along this river channels.
But that's precisely the point. All that you say is meaningless without enforcement of the laws.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I am one who is prepared to enforce. Today, if you go to Circle, you do not see and will not see, and you will never see, as long as I'm in office, you will never see the illegal structures that existed at New Plant Station. We have cleared it. And because we cleared it, we were able to put equipment into the Odo River and we have desilted it. You understand? We are going to extend that activity. But the good thing is that once we clear those activities, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah quickly ran to this office. They said, Mayor, we know you are coming to Sodom and Gomorrah. Please don't come. You tell us, we want to take responsibility. You tell us how far you want us to move away from the Korle
What is the
Lagoon.
future of Sodom and Gomorrah?
The future of Sodom and Gomorrah, ultimately, when we have moved the commercial activities, you understand, Sodom and Gomorrah will be a thing of the past. But we have to deal with it now.
Yes, but the way you want to
hold
deal
on,
with it,
hold on.
I want to understand that first, sir.
Yes.
You're saying to me
Yes.
that the way you're going to deal with it, meaning essentially that get rid of such large numbers of people.
No, I am not.
What is your...
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
right.
what you're saying is that you remove the commercial activity that they rely on so that they move somewhere else. Is that the point?
Let me put things in perspective for you, because I think this is very, very important.
It is.
If we want to deal with the condition there today because of the rains, what do we need to do? And I'm saying what we need to do is that we need to separate Sodom and Gomorrah from the river, from the Korle Lagoon. We need to move the residents away.
Where to?
We need to move them away from, and they themselves have done some of it. We will go in and make sure that they have moved.
100,000 people?
They have already done some of it. They have already undertaken that. And I can take you there and show you. I think we are moving 100 meters, 100 feet away from the river channel. You understand? So that we can take control of that environment, wall it away from the community, put sanitation arrangements along that area, and then begin to desilt the Korle Lagoon itself. So that now we can have a passage between the Odo River and the Korle Lagoon, and then eventually between those two rivers and the ocean.
The people in Ulfadama, called Sodom and Gomorrah, again we have to, are asking for proper sanitation facilities, power, water, drains, just so that they can also live in a decent environment like other people in this city. Do you accept that? Will you do that for them?
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has said that Sodom and Gomorrah must go.
That's your
understand?
plan.
That is the plan of the city. And so far as that plan stands, I am under obligation to honor that decision.
And it must go because of what?
It must go because it is not an identifiable area for city planning facilities. That
So
decision.
it's they've encroached upon the area essentially.
Well, they have.
And they've been allowed to do this.
Yes.
But they said to me yesterday, people go around and say it's an illegal settlement, especially the public service politicians. They call us an illegal settlement.
Yes.
As soon as it's time for election, they come around this place and they want our vote. They want illegal settlements to vote for them.
Look, that is the argument that some people want to make. I do not want to be part of that.
Right.
You understand? The issue is that right now, some few months from now, we have an issue with the rains that will come. And when the rains come, if we don't do something now, we will have more destruction and more people and more lives will be lost.
And you feel you're on
I am-
course?
Yes, we are on course. That is why we want to deal with the situation in a way that it will not affect the people who live in Sodom and Gomorrah so much, but it will also make room for us to deal with the environmental issues so that the city would create the necessary environment that will endure to the benefit of the big picture, that is the majority of the people. And that is what we are trying to do. So the issue is not about whether we are going to move Sodom and Gomorrah or not, and if we are going to move them, the vote and this. Please, we should put that aside. The point is that we have rains coming, and if we sat down, we didn't do anything, the rains will come and we might not even be able to vote. You understand? Because we may have emergency on our hands and we want to solve it. The president now has been able to, he has sought the money. He's promised, he's fulfilled his promise. He said, I will seek the money. Today, we have the opportunity of getting the money. We need to put plans in place so that we can go ahead and do what we need to do.
Finally, sir, are you comfortable that when the rains come this year, and it's almost upon us, the sort of situation and disaster that we saw the last time round will not occur?
Well, you know, if we don't do what we have to do,
But I don't understand that. It is your job to do it. Sir.
that's why I'm saying that if we don't do it, I am willing to do it. That's why you see me out there. And that's why I'm going to do it. We're going to work hard to do what we have to do. Before this money will come in, it needs parliamentary approval. So I hope when it goes to Parliament, Parliament would, you know, approve it. Once they okay it will open the gate for the money to come in. Then we can do the things that we need to do. We need to treat it as something that is urgent, and then get the funds in and then arrest this situation. So you see, I can only do it if Parliament okays it. And I'm asking Parliament to okay it so that the money will come. We will do what we have to do. We shouldn't play politics with it.
Is it possible for you to raise resources? Is that something that you would have preferred? I mean, there are some that argue that property rates, for example, are very low, and that if those sorts of things were reviewed, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly would have more resources and would be able to do the things it wants. You don't have any money. You depend on government. I mean, here you are waiting for parliamentary approval. This is all part of the problem, isn't it, sir?
Yes, it's all part of the problem. But we are taking the necessary steps. For example, you know, we have to first show evidence of efficiency in our property rate collection. Last year, we did a good job over the previous year. We increased our revenue collection by 66%. You understand? We also have to capture all of our, residents, property owners who have to pay property rate and collect them. But whilst we are doing so, we also need to, make room for reviewing of the current status of what people pay.
Do you have competent people here? Do you think, I mean, because look, in the link, Mayor, it all boils down to resources as well, doesn't it? I mean, urban planners, people to enforce numbers.
Yes.
Are these part of your challenge or not?
Yes, it's part of the challenge. We need to have the capacity,
Improve the local capacity.
Improve it. There are various challenges.
And you're working on these things.
Yeah, we are working on these things.
But you can't if you don't have resources. Again, just back to relying on central government.
Yeah, you see, well,
central government.
Let me tell you my honest opinion on this.
Right.
The time has come for this country to seriously look at what is called municipal, funding. You understand? So that we will need to take away the control on district assemblies to have the ability to borrow, to have the ability to create funds for themselves and go to work. You know,
That is necessary.
that is very, very necessary. We need to give district assembly. District assembly need to stop depending on central government for common fund and these things. District assemblies have to create their own wealth, and they need to create their, that innovation. That is how districts and cities, for example, I can see in Ghana that the time has come for all of our metropolitan assemblies, at least them, the metropolitan assemblies, to be given the free hand to be able. We have to trust the district assembly.
So you can raise revenue.
So we can raise
and
revenue
do the things you want
and
to
do the things that
Mayor
we
Van
have
der
to do.
Poy, thank you very much. I really appreciate this interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, the mayor seems to suggest that he's got everything under control, but the truth of the pudding is in the eating. The rains are here with us in the next couple of months, and we shall return to this subject. After all, the buck stops with the mayor.